Is your partner constantly asking you about your past and making you feel bad about it, maybe stalking your exes and bringing this up all the time? If so, they might be struggling with what is called retroactive jealousy. Hi, this is Noemi. So let's talk about it. I usually talk about and talk to people who and work with people who struggle with retroactive jealousy. However, it is just as difficult or or it is immensely difficult to live with somebody who actually has retroactive jealousy. So things that you can do, it's basically this is a threat to your relationship, and it can be a threat to your mental well-being as well as your partners who is going through. Now, I'm always assuming, so when we talk about this, the assumption is that you're in a loving relationship. It is a life story rather than just a love story, to quote Esther Perel. So basically, you want this relationship to work. You love this relationship. At the beginning, it might have been really, really nice. And then all of a sudden, something happened. It usually happens along the way rather than on the first date or in the honeymoon phase. Something happened and they just started to ask about your past. Now, one of the things that you can do is to support them through this. So it's it has been studied that we heal in romantic relationships as well, that the quality of our relationship becomes better, then our well-being also becomes better. So it is something that is not just an idea. This is something that happens every day, that has been studied, that we can we can change, and really, whilst we work on ourselves on our own to some extent, just like you go to the gym and you have to do the work. You are the person who is getting into the pain cave, yeah, or running. Yeah, so it's not somebody who is going to do it for you. The work is done by the person. But doing it in a community, doing it with loved ones makes a difference. And there is motivation, there is support, especially on days when it might be difficult. Now, so your support, you being there, counts a lot. What I would, however, say is that you can also have expectations. You can expect the other person to do the work. So support means that you're there when they need you. You can cheer them, and also you when they have these feelings, then instead of immediately going into fear or defensive mode, you could say, oh, you could label it, this is retroactive jealousy. And this is why they behave the way they do, rather than because they're a bad person or they're not the right person, whatever intrusive thought might come into your mind actually, or the shock of it, that all of a sudden as if they were changing their personality, right? So yes, be there, be supportive, be kind. Uh, but I would also say that they do need to do the work, because otherwise you become the only person who is making any effort here. So they do need to go and work with a therapist, with a coach, to get out of this, to overcome this, rather than just manage it, because then neither of you will ever have the sort of mature and really loving relationship and supportive relationship that you both are worthy of. So when this is something that is going on, being supportive really helps, but supportive of somebody who doesn't do what they need to do can lead to a lot of suffering on your part. So make sure that you also have that conversation with them, that this is difficult for both of you, that there are solutions to this. They can overcome it, but they have to do the work, because otherwise this can ruin the relationship, and this can be really negatively impactful for both of you. So remind them that this can change, that you are there with them, but don't become a slave to it. Don't sacrifice your own happiness because they're afraid to do or to take the steps that are needed so that they can overcome it with external help.